This is Sound Off 60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Coaching staff was just like, you need to go through the same routine you were going through in the minor leagues. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Our skipper actually moved me up to the 2-hole in the order in the middle of that and said, hey, you're our guy, you're going to play, and we believe in you. And then got a few hits, started believing in myself.
Julio's coming back. Oh, forget it.
The game's over.
Forget it.
The
The game's over. Oh, Julio.
Sound Off 60. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
All right, we're going to cover the full bases, the full 9 yards, the 100-yard field, maybe even 400 meters, gentlemen.
You just jumped right in.
Look,
We're jumping right in.
I've got my pen. I'm ready.
Take notes.
We've
Gidry.
got a lot,
Take
believe
notes.
me.
I might get on a rant. I beg of you, if I get on a rant, don't interrupt me.
We both made.
Don't interrupt me.
We
Just shut
both
up
made.
while I go on a rant, and then you can jump in.
Are we gonna go
Sounds
straight?
like you've got something on your mind.
Got it on my
Can we go
sleeve, I
straight
got
to
it on my
college
shoulder.
basketball, or this has to wait?
I mean,
Basketball.
So you don't need us.
You can leave. Gentlemen,
Let's go to the Glow Bar.
I've got too much to
Me and
say.
you,
I'm
Ken.
Gentlemen,
staying. I've
for
got too
many
much
years,
to say.
I
am
did a
staying.
3-hour, 4-hour radio talk show in Florida. I can
Really?
fill.
You can do it? I can
You
do it,
think,
Rick.
go!
I can do it.
We got
I can
Justin
do it,
Hill
Rick.
waiting in the
I
wings.
can do it.
Justin
I
and I
can do
will
it,
do
Rick.
20 minutes
I
if
can
y'all
do
want
it,
to go.
man.
No, we're just
Wow.
kidding. 60 minutes of Sound Off 60. Great
Wow.
show. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
I'm going to pat the
Apparently
helmet.
you do.
I do. Yeah, we're going to pat the helmet because we're never far away from football.
We always keep it close, Rick. You
Because
know
we
that.
got a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball to discuss tonight, but football. The McNeese Cowboys open spring drills Wednesday of this week.
Yeah.
4 weeks, getting in the 15
That
workouts.
15
that early. It
practice, yeah.
seems like
I know
it.
McNeese is always early.
A little
Rick,
bit, yeah.
It seems like.
When does LSU go?
That
Another
does
week or
seem-
two?
Do they?
I think it's another month. Though.
A month.
Sure.
Well, okay.
I was just wondering about the rain days. Do they have to get those in on a certain time?
4 to 5 weeks to get
Yeah.
in the 15 days.
Yeah.
I guess you can lose some. You can lose some time
I'm
if you get a
thinking
lot
you
of rain.
can if there's some rain
it's
days.
highly
Normally,
restricted.
This spring, they only do it like 3 days a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if it rains one day,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
it's
get
it's
it.
They'll
a lot-
make it up
it's
for the other day. You're
light
right, Scooter.
workouts, right. Big news for the McNeese Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
though, is from the show of last week. Lance Guidry calls him yet another steal.
Yeah.
A great get from high school signings. Remember, they had 4 or 5.
He couldn't
scholarships
say
to go.
anything because I think it wasn't actually done yet. That's why he couldn't.
We caught wind of it
Yeah, he
during
couldn't
our
say
show
much.
last week, but it wasn't official
Yeah.
until the letter came in via fax. You know how that works.
Yeah.
Cameron Smith, a young quarterback out of Delray Beach, Plantation, Florida, 6'4", 190 pro style. Kevin,
Big kid.
initial thoughts.
Rick, to be honest with you, I size-wise, I'm blown away. Big kid, but just for his athletic ability, I could not tell you. I don't know.
Tried to seek out some film myself. Could only find still shots.
Yeah.
Could only find rating services on him, this, that, and the other.
If-
Lance Guidry confirmed that during the early signing period, okay,
Yeah.
we got to qualify that December, he had offers from Southern Miss, Appalachian State, and a few other FBS.
Good
And
schools.
Probably a slew of FCS
Yeah.
as well. Won a state title in his senior year. You won a state title, and this is like a 4A division.
Yeah.
You won a state title in Florida.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
something.
you've done
That's
something.
pretty
That's
big.
something. And
That
Florida
is.
is good football.
To be that consistent.
Yes.
And at that position,
Yes.
sometimes you have to be. So Coach Guidry saw something in this kid, to be honest with you, Rick, that
How did they find? How does McNeese find
Delray,
a kid?
well, Delray Beach, Florida. I-
Patrick Surtain Sr. is his
Really?
coach. Where have we heard that name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dad of
Yeah.
Surtain
You-
Jr.,
yeah,
of course.
yeah.
And a former NFL Pro Bowler,
Yeah.
defensive back. Of course, was in the news with Alabama, LSU,
Yeah.
recruiting the All-American,
His son.
All-Everything cornerback, that kind of thing. Well, he coaches the kid. American
Wow.
Heritage High School is the name of the high
Wow.
school. Not, Scooter, the senior stats, 1,500 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, 400-plus yards rushing. Doesn't blow you away.
No,
But we
no,
don't know what kind of offense
But,
they
but
run.
still, with the type athlete it sounds like you're talking about, my only question would be, it sounds too good to be true, so what's the catch?
Always
Tell
a
me the
catch with you.
I don't know.
Always a catch.
I mean,
I think-
I have no knowledge of one.
According to the press release from Lance Guidry, some teams backed away from him when he didn't sign in the early
Really?
period.
Yeah.
I don't really get that. I mean, if you like the
Well,
kid,
they
if
want that
Southern
commitment,
dislikes him, what?
But they want that commitment, though. You know what I'm saying? Because that
Well,
helps them know exactly what
but
they have to go out
how
and get.
they're feeling their way through this early signing period. I guarantee you, Ed Orgeron right now, I think they signed 19.
18, 19, yeah.
19 in
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
He wish he hadn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wish he had left
Kept a few more out there.
open to
Yeah.
give him a little more flexibility
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, you kind of.
And so, that and I think LSU and maybe Penn State tied for the most.
For the
in
most.
early period, or maybe Penn State signed one more.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like if you go shopping, you want to start filling the basket up early, kind of a thing.
Well,
Maybe so.
Yeah,
the
Rick. I mean, I see,
temptation-
but I
the
see
temptation
Scooter
to
point
do that.
too. You want to make sure something else might pop up there that another school might
Yeah.
let go of, or what it be like. We got him now,
Yeah.
and if you don't have it there, you lose out on it.
Before
I see the
we
point,
move
though.
on and jump around on some subjects that we're going to get into later on in the show, James Taberry is going to be an incoming senior.
Yes.
Okay, this is it.
Well,
This is it.
All right, and he's the heir apparent. Now, Lance Guidry has made it known when he was on this show a couple of weeks ago, and he made it known in some prepared statements that when a Cameron Smith comes in, or a Cody Orgeron, or a Zach Hayes, the job is open.
It's open.
Competition.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, Rick,
Coaches are going to say that.
politically, you
Coaches are
have
going
to
to
say
this,
that.
This freshman,
politically.
Cameron Smith, will come in and
Yeah.
supposedly
Who
compete
knows?
for the job. It's James Taberry's job. It's James Taberry's
Well,
job.
but I mean,
He's
Let
a
me-
senior.
Let me be devil's
I
advocate.
mean, you
Haven't we had
mentioned the
freshmen start
guys'
before?
Senior,
Yes.
Okay.
Senior stats, some guys backing off of it. I made the stupid comment, where's the catch? We
Yeah.
don't know there is one. But maybe the deal is, maybe it's a little bit of a project.
Maybe.
And
Maybe.
Could be.
I mean,
Could be,
and,
Scooter.
and, that gives
Oh,
them time.
Oh, definitely. If
Could be.
freshman quarterbacks, you got to have a Jake Fromm from Georgia if you're going to start a freshman.
Or
this-
Hurst and Bama.
or the Tui.
It is
I'm not even
becoming
going to
more-
attempt to
They
say
used
his name.
to say it couldn't be done.
Exactly,
know.
Scooter. It's
know.
happening. It's happening a lot.
More and more.
And then
It's
the
happening a
second
lot
half of
more.
the national
All right,
championship
yeah.
game
His
was
name is
Tua.
Cameron Smith. He's a Cowboy. He's a pro-style
He's here.
quarterback. He
He's
adds
here.
to the future.
Yeah.
Guidry and the Cowboys will be able to now work with him and Cody Orgeron and Zach Hayes, and let's see where you
Yeah.
can't. To me, you can't have enough good quarterbacks.
I mean, no, you can't.
You cannot have
So-
enough good quarterbacks.
Let's see.
LSU needs to follow that mandate.
Let's
as
see.
well. All right,
Oh, don't
baseball.
start on my Tigers.
Justin Hill, Cowboys head coach, is waiting in the wings. We're going to have him in the next segment. We'll
Yes.
save all that information for him. But wow, what a way to pick up your first win!
It is.
A dual no hitter from two guys that combined. First no hitter in Cowboy baseball history since like 01.
Really?
01.
No hitter. Wow.
I know they're rare, but that's
Yeah.
rare. I mean, 01. All right, so we'll
01.
cover that with Justin Hill. Also, LSU picked up 1 or 2 with Texas. I'm losing track.
2.
2.
2 out of
Are they
5.
not horrible anymore?
No, they're not. The sky's not falling.
Huh?
Scooter, the sky's not falling. Okay.
But Texas.
I'm not sold
Jesus.
yet.
Well, but Texas is a top 15 program. Well,
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
Top 25.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So
Which is all LSU is. Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
A win is a win is
Come on, don't
is
give
early.
them
All right,
the
we're going to
Tigers
get
this
on to
year,
Cowboy basketball later on. They got
Yeah.
2 more games. And Dave Simmons and those guys are just sweating it out. I mean, guys, I
gonna
don't
be
want to
tough.
be a
It's
downer.
gonna be hard. It's gonna be
I
hard.
don't want to be a downer. It's
gonna be hard, man.
Look, I saw the Nicholls State game. They couldn't stay with Nicholls State.
No.
I mean, their starters were just blowing by them. So much more speed, so much more athleticism. Look, and this is a somewhat
But-
young Cowboy basketball team, but Nicholls State just blew them. And I know early in the year, the Cowboys only lost by 5 or 6, but, this is crunch time. This is getting to go
Well,
to the tournament.
but
And they blew them off the floor,
have to-
gentlemen.
you have to.
They blew them off the
And
floor.
Nichols is a better team. Let's
Better
be
team.
honest. But McNeese lost some games where they were the better team.
Yes.
So they had
Yeah.
to steal one like
Exactly,
that
and they
somewhere
didn't.
along.
And
Yeah.
they didn't. And they did. All right, so a lot to cover.
lot.
We'll get into LSU baseball a little bit later on. More on the Cowboys. Tournament time is nearing, and the NCAA investigation
Wow.
into college basketball
Dude,
is just
is this big or what?
mushrooming into something
Oh,
that's it's not beyond comprehension.
It's coming. It's
but
own,
it's getting
its
serious.
own animal. It's what it's
You're
becoming.
talking the FBI and now
FBI
wiretaps.
Dude, that's serious.
We're gonna
That is
sink our
serious.
teeth into that. But up next, Cowboy baseball with head coach Justin Hill in about a minute and a half to 2. So don't go far. We're coming right back.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to the show. We want to welcome in Cowboy head baseball coach Justin Hill to the proceedings in the fourth chair, as we like to say. Welcome.
Yes.
Glad to have you. Maybe it's good that we waited, right?
Yeah, I'm in.
Maybe we're good we
Yeah,
waited.
that
We were going to
worked
get you right at the start of the season and early on after Wichita State, and it was a tough go, but you got the first win at Texas State, and what a way to get it, right?
Yeah, that's one way to get off the schneid a little bit. That was, I don't think anybody will ever forget about that. We tell our kids after every win, hey man, enjoy these because they're hard to come by, and I don't think this team will ever hear those words,
But historic,
any better than they did.
Two pitchers team up for a no-hitter, never done in Cowboy baseball history, and the first one since Chris Hoey in like 01.
Yeah.
No-hitters are rare, but that's been a while.
That's the first one I've ever been a part of.
Wow.
Really? I've been, just from a coaching, playing standpoint, we've been close to the perfect game one time, but that was the closest. And, it didn't feel like a no-hitter just because it was such a tight ball game. We didn't score till the ninth inning, and it was such a nail-biter, so you were just playing a tight ball game, and just happened to be a no-hitter at the end. So
all the years I've covered baseball, I've only covered one.
Really?
And that was last year. And it was
That's
a
amazing.
no-hitter.
That's amazing.
Jared Poche had a 7-inning no-hitter.
That is amazing.
Last year for LSU. That's the first one I've ever covered.
Well, in college, though.
Right.
I mean, you hear, especially lately, in the majors. I mean, they just seem to come every maybe 2 or 3 months. But in college, are they rarer in college?
Yeah, I think they are. But with baseball, you just never know. There were actually 5 different no-hitters this weekend in college baseball. So, we got to be a part of some select company, and so it was pretty neat. Like I said, you'll never forget how you got your first one, first win, first no-hitter, and all those kind of things. So. It was a great moment for our kids. I was really excited for them, and to be able to get one over in San Marcos, that was big for our kids.
Coach, do you think that may be one of your strong points this season coming in against pitching?
I think it's got a chance to be. Yeah.
Good.
I think it's got a chance to be. Sorry to cut you off there.
No.
I think it's got a chance to be.
Anytime, cut him off.
Okay,
the
fair
questions
enough.
will last for 5 minutes. Cut him off, please.
No, I think it's got a chance to be. I really like our offense, though, as well.
Yeah.
I think we got a chance to be a balanced team. One of the things that has probably gone unnoticed over the first 7 ball games, our defense has been outstanding. Our guys have done a really good job picking up the baseball and throwing it where it needs to go. So that's been a really strong suit of ours to this point. Pitching, probably the biggest thing for us. We've got a couple of guys banged up. We lost Rhett Deaton for the year. He was our Saturday guy last year, and so kind of a tough deal for us. But I think the biggest thing for us right now is figuring out which guys to put in which roles. Who do you bring in the middle of the inning with traffic going on? Who do you need to start with a clean inning? Who do you need to give them 1 inning, get them out? Who can turn the lineup over multiple times? We have so many guys in new roles, whether they be returning or even brand new players. We're just having to find out the hard way when we got started. So, but it's been a good test for us, and our kids, the mindset and attitude has been great for us.
Justin Hill, Cowboys head baseball coach, has joined us here at Soundoff 60, kind of digging in a little bit. All right, let's work our way backwards. 0-3 to start with Wichita State. I think one of the things that came out of some of your post-game comments was pitching and giving up freebies. Hit batsmen, too many walks, this, that, and the other. Pitching has to come around, like you just explained. But, was it a big downer to lose to a quality Wichita State program? We were close one game, all right. Was it a big downer?
Yeah, I mean, it's anytime you go out there, we didn't schedule those games to go lose them. And obviously when you got them at the house, they're a great team. And, you didn't know when you came into that, obviously how inexperienced we would be as a team. That team's been together for 3 years, and they kind of took their lumps as freshmen and sophomores. They're really good. When we saw the lineup coming out and opening guy, the fact there was only one new player in their lineup, and he was sitting in the 4-hole, it kind of told you, hey, one, he's pretty good, and the other guys, are good around him.
Super regional good?
I wouldn't be surprised to see him in a regional for sure. I mean, the guy on Friday night was 94, 96 early in the ball game, kind of held his stuff. You got the Janista and Baum, those two guys. They'll be first, second round picks this year. Two of the best. Two of the best college hitters hitting back to back that I've seen since Gorilla Ball. I mean, they were impressive.
I detected this year a lot more around the city, a lot more anticipation for this baseball season. Did you get that, and was that a little pressure on you?
I don't think it was pressure. It was exciting. I know it was our biggest opening night crowd since we've been there. Best opening weekend from an attendance standpoint. Obviously, some of that has to do with Wichita State coming in. I mean, they're nationally known and regionally known. Obviously, Coach Butler, who's from Sulphur, he came down, so I'm sure there was a lot of people that either played with him, played for him when he was the coach at McNeese. So that I'm sure that helped as well. But I don't think the pressure was necessarily there. I mean, they were tough enough. I mean, we knew that they were going to be a quality opponent. So the schedule, with the way it's kind of lined out for us, it's been tough. And our first 12 games, I mean, you're going to see there's not really any breathing room in that when we start conference.
Yeah. Coach Rick and Scooter being a little bit modest, but I'm just going to say it. You had a hell of a year last year, okay? We're just putting it out there, man. And does that do anything for the mindset of the kids that you have back to say to them, what we did last year, we need to go past that, go beyond that? Is that something with the younger kids you've got now know how to deal with that?
I think that's big, and that's one thing. You can't run from being the defending champion. Yeah. And that's a term that I don't necessarily care for, because even if we don't win the championship this year, it doesn't mean they're going to come and take ours away from us.
Right.
I mean, that's our championship. And, but the ability to mentally move on from that. I don't think probably the returners they felt like what it was to go through that, and they felt the experience. But I mean, there were some heartaches in that too. I mean, there was a very weathered team that we had last year. They had a lot of tough goes at it. People don't remember the year before. We lost 7 in a row and 8 out of 9 in conference play at one point in time. And we had a lot of struggles going in those things, and that team was really weathered, and I think. We got a chance for this to be a little bit of a weathering time for our team, kind of to harden our group a little bit. So it's and then when you get the new players in, they just think, hey man, all we do is win around here. This is a championship, But the reality of it is, you're going to get everybody's best effort. You're not sneaking up on anybody, and we're not going to be able to roll in the box in late April, and the Tigers take us lightly. I mean, we know that that's going to happen every single time. So that's something you got to deal with from a player standpoint.
Y'all didn't take us lightly last year, Coach. Okay, and I'm just going to bring that up and let it go.
Who would us be? Us would be who?
LSU.
Oh, okay, just wanted to check on that. All right.
Can't really tell.
Okay.
I didn't know you played baseball.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an all-around guy, Scooter.
He did at LSU.
I'm an all-around guy, Scooter.
Justin Hill has joined us, the Cowboys head baseball coach. Big non-conference matchup. You talk about their early schedule. Mississippi State coming in from the SEC Wednesday night at the Joe. Now let's go to the difficult and unsavory part of the storyline to this thing. Andy Cannizzaro, 2 years on the job at Mississippi State?
Well, this was
second year.
Just a couple of games into
his second year. He has a forced resignation as the Bulldogs head coach, admitted to an extramarital affair with an athletic staffer. So he's out. First off, your reaction to that, if any?
Yeah, I mean, when the news came out, there's going to be all kinds of rumors. Nothing officially obviously came out from the athletics department, and I certainly understand their situation. The first thought was with his family. I know he's got a young family. I thought about his players, and I thought about his coaching staff, and that's the people you think about the most. When you're in a leadership position, there are temptations there, and we're just like anybody else. There's vulnerabilities and decisions you have to make, and or not make. And that one's sad. That's really unfortunate.
A promising baseball guy.
Yeah.
Spent how many years, Scooter, at LSU as their hitting coach?
2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Yeah, he he'd been in a minor league scout
Yeah,
roving
yeah.
instructor
But you don't get
before
to
that.
an SEC job with the history of a Mississippi State, without having some resume and pedigree.
Yeah,
it's a good job.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's one of the best programs in the country. And they've just sunk a lot of resources into their new stadium, and so it's a really good situation that they've got right now. One of the fortunate reasons that we're actually getting to play them is their stadium hasn't opened yet. They don't open up till next weekend, I think.
Yeah.
So they've been playing all on the road at this point. So I think it'll actually end up being the first time anybody from Mississippi State has ever played in Lake Charles, any sport.
Really?
So it's got a chance to be a pretty
Well,
interesting
not only
situation.
that, it's
Wow.
very rare for you to get an SEC team other than LSU here.
Yeah.
Right.
But I notice, I assume it has something to do with, I know Mississippi State is on their way to Houston for this weekend to play in that Minute Maid Classic,
Right.
which LSU played in last year. Did you notice that and try to use that to your advantage to get the home game?
They actually called us on that one.
Really?
And we got the phone call from that. It's just kind of being the right place and the right time. We had an opening. And you certainly would move something if you had to, if you're going to get a chance. And they gave us the date. We had it open, and you don't turn that one down. It was a great opportunity for us.
But definitely.
I think it goes back to obviously us being a quality opponent. It's got a good chance to be an RPI thing for them as well.
Yeah.
And obviously our fans have done a good job of it being a great atmosphere as well. So I don't think I don't think it's just going to be the zoo coming to town. I think you'll see a good crowd, and so it'll be exciting for us.
Well, in our final 30 seconds, an interesting thing, because a lifeblood of any programming is recruiting and dollars. Billy Navarre Chevrolet has stepped up. Ryan Navarre and the team in Lake Charles and Sulphur has stepped up with a March fundraiser.
Yes.
Every dollar from a car wash is going to Cowboy baseball.
Yes.
How did that come about? And you just continue to work fundraising magic, don't you, Justin?
Well, it takes a lot of people, man. It takes a lot of people, and we've got great supporters. And Ryan Navarre and Billy Navarre Chevrolet has always been great.
They've always been big baseball people.
They've been so good to us. Not just McNeese baseball, but McNeese and baseball in general. And we're very fortunate. It was something that Ryan approached me with, and asked if it'd be something we were willing to do. Very little effort from our standpoint, obviously being in the season, but it was something he wanted to do. It's going to be decked out in blue and gold. You'll see you'll see a lot of good stuff from the past year's championships, and it's going to be an exciting thing. So we hope we got the cleanest cars in Lake Charles.
There you go.
And so that's been good.
Yeah.
So for the month of March. So everybody go to Billy Navarre Chevrolet in Sulphur and Lake Charles. Get the car wash, because Lord knows we all need it. Every dollar goes to Cowboy baseball. Are you going to have the young pitchers out there with that wax on, wax off?
No,
what is that? What is that? What movie is that from?
Yeah,
you got that?
Seriously? Oh my
Karate
goodness.
2 or Kid 1.
Oh man,
that's old school, right?
Sometimes
there
we
you
can't
go.
bring him in, Coach.
Wednesday at the Joe, McNeese, Mississippi State. And what's thereafter coming up on the weekend?
We play UTSA at home. Conference USA
Weekend
opponent.
series,
Weekend series coming
Good
up.
baseball
Friday,
coming
Saturday,
up.
Sunday.
Great no-hitter. Shane Selman, 4 homers.
Somewhere around there.
4 homers in
He's
6
been
games.
swinging about really
Holy
well for us.
smokes. Great baseball coming up. Justin, we appreciate you coming
Appreciate
in.
it. Thank
As
you for
always,
having me.
continue. Good luck, and keep those guys healthy. All right, we'll take a short pause. Come back with more. Sound Off 60. Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Let's talk about funerals of the happy variety. See, back in the 70s, there were folks in Austin who liked music and Shinerbach. Trouble was, there wasn't always a delivery truck for Shinerbach. But there was a hippie man with a funeral car. Wisdom would say, don't put the fate of your beer in the hands of delivery hippies with hearses. Then again, wisdom does not drink.
All right, welcome back to the show. Many thanks to Justin Hill,
Good to
Cowboy
have
baseball
Coach
coach,
on,
talking
man.
about
Yes.
Mississippi State coming up Wednesday,
Yeah.
and game UTSA over
be a
the
good
weekend.
game.
So
Move that
and
phone
finally,
over a little bit.
finally, what did I say when I get on a rant?
No,
okay?
we're just talking
I'm not
about
on a rant.
some of what's on here,
All
Rick.
right.
That's all.
Finally, the weather should be good this weekend,
It should
so
be.
get out and support Cowboy baseball. Coming up later on in the show, Eric Zartler from the Southwest Louisiana Tourism
It's only one thing
Convention,
Eric could be on about.
Sports guru.
One thing.
We're going to talk about the high school
Top 28.
state top 28
Yes.
basketball championship tournament.
Yes.
And that's a mouthful.
And that's
coming up at
always a
Burton
lot of
Coliseum.
fun to have that here.
That's
in Burton.
later on in
It's
the
always a
show.
lot of fun.
We're also
Looking
going to get
forward
on
to
the NCAA and the FBI probe into college
wow.
basketball. This thing, guys, is getting ugly, very ugly, and LSU baseball too. All right, let's go to LSU baseball. Let's go there first, and then we'll get on the NFL Combine. All right, so picked up 2 against. All right, you know, here's Cero's hand scale. All right, here we're going to do it this way for the camera. Where does LSU and Texas? I mean, LSU beat them. So going into the game, where were they? Give me an idea of the competition level here. About even because they were ranked
they're
very
both
close.
top 25. So
Fairly. You got to remember, these two programs are tied for the second most national championships.
6 or 7?
Six
Six.
apiece.
Okay.
Wow.
Who leads? USC?
Southern Cal. 'Cause
Southern
they
Cal.
won like 11 in a row back in the 60s.
Yeah.
But I see both of them as probably top 25 programs, but certainly not top 10.
Yeah.
And I always try to, when I'm bringing y'all down off the cliff, these baseball teams are such works in progress.
Yeah.
But LSU's got a long way to go.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say right now.
All right, that's fair.
I am
That's
not
fair.
saying they won't get there.
Right.
And a lot of other teams also
But
have a long
right
way
now,
to go too. Okay.
Like this year's team, right now, is nowhere near where last year's team was.
Okay.
This early in the season.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for, newspaper boy.
They
there
can
we
get
go.
there.
Okay.
They can get there.
Notice that even with an 0-5 start, I didn't sense. Of course, Justin Hill is pretty calm, but I didn't sense that desperation.
Panic.
Remember what he said about figuring out how to plug these new pitchers in.
Yeah.
LSU, similar situation, but the names remain the same though, but they're different in different roles.
Yeah. And they've got some help coming for the pitching. They've got 2 freshmen who were injured in the fall, who they
should be back.
They should be back sometime in March.
Okay. All right.
But right now, actually their bullpen has been better than their start. They've had 1 quality start in 7 games.
That's okay. That's telling.
Yeah.
I know it's early,
just a
but
little
that's
bit.
telling.
And even that, I think the majors defines a quality start as 7 innings pitched.
Yes.
Wow.
And the quality start they got was actually 6.
Yes.
I figured out today, I think their starting pitchers are only averaging 3 1/3 innings. That gets you into your bullpen early.
Yeah.
Maneri was
Well-
explaining it to us yesterday after the game. Even Friday, they got, when you had Alex Lang and Jared Poche, you knew Friday and Saturday you were getting 8 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
had the whole
What a luxury.
bullpen. You had the whole bullpen for Sunday.
What a luxury.
You know, you
Yeah.
don't have that right
Yeah.
now. It's little things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, remind us.
defensively, it's not the bad news Bears, but they're not making a lot of errors, but they're not making the type of plays you're used to seeing
Yeah.
LSU make.
All right. Well, but they get 2 against Texas. Remind us of the schedule. What do they got coming up this weekend or midweek?
Grambling on Tuesday. They go to Southeastern on Wednesday. And then the weird deal, I don't remember them doing this. They're playing 3 different teams at home over the weekend.
16th and 17th?
Interesting.
Not great teams.
Well,
Well, in fact, Southeastern is the Sunday opponent. To be honest, I forget. Who
quality.
they're
That's a Southeastern
Yeah.
quality. from the-
Southeastern's a good team.
Yeah,
Probably
South
the
and
best
South.
of the 3.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Let's shift gears, guys. NFL Combine.
Yeah.
Opens up on Tuesday of this week. NFL Combine. All right. Trey Quinn. Remember Trey? Was on
Yeah.
the show about a month and a half ago from SMU. Former
Yeah.
Barb star will be
He's
there.
there.
Looking to impress NFL scouts and GMs.
Yeah.
How important, Kevin, for a guy that's probably, if he's okay, I take it for what it's worth. Don't read into it. But if he's lucky, second, third round. Could be a little bit later than that. How
should
important?
point out, Kevin, you went to the combine.
Yeah.
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 So how
It
important?
helped me.
Okay, so you're
was
leading into
projected
my
as a
question.
seventh rounder.
How important is it for Trey to really have a good
It's
speed run
extremely important, Rick.
and catch every ball?
It's extremely important. And then the thing about it, Rick, you're going to be in drills against quality guys that are, if not better than you, because that's what's going to judge your skill
But you're
level.
not going against them.
No, you're not. But I mean, time-wise, it's things like that.
Yeah.
Scooter. Catching
see-
ability and those type things.
you see, I
That's
wanna
competing
see
against other
football
guys
players-
because you're going to rank. They're going to take the top 10 receivers. They're going to be on the list. You want to be on that top 10 list, man.
Okay, I
That's
want
saying
to
a lot.
see. I think
But the thing is, Rick, they grade you in different categories.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right.
Speed, agility, hand-wise, eye coordination. You have like 10 different categories
Okay, all right,
that they're going
all
to
right.
grade you on. You want to be in the top 10 of half of those categories is what I'm saying to you, Rick. For you
right.
to be looked at.
I want to see football players play football, not run track.
We know that, Scooter.
Okay.
But, Scooter, that's what they grade you on.
Okay,
That's
but
what
you
they grade
did bring
on.
up, you said the combine a million years ago helped you.
They had
What-
12 rounds back then.
Yeah. What did you do at the combine you think that helped you?
Agility. That's probably the coaches can coach kids that are just athletically talented. They can coach that, Rick, because it's kind of easy. Because this kid's good. Okay, yeah, I can be an average coach and still look good. But if you got kids that you see in certain things that they're good at, to say, you know what? Everybody thought that I was a safety. They made me a corner at the
Right.
combine. Okay?
Right.
You were a corner.
They-
You were
yeah.
a big corner.
Yeah, Scooter. So
Particularly back then.
that's when coaches, I think it was Coach Schuler, said, put him on a receiver. I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
And that's when they said, he's not a
But
safety.
you really think, I've never heard that for you before. You went from like 7th round to what?
Yeah, to
second?
third. I mean, I was a
Because
7th round.
I mean,
I was
you know,
projected 6th to 7th round.
I
Yeah,
remember
that's a big
back
jump.
then,
Combine.
and when
That's a
I
big
would
jump.
have
Jumped
thought,
me up,
that's
man.
about where I would have had you pegged though with your
Really?
LSU career. was
They didn't have me that high,
third.
Scooter, when I came
Okay.
out. No.
Okay.
No, they
So
didn't.
NFL
Well, he
combine.
loves that. I'm
Oh,
asking
yeah,
him.
really?
Get out of here. I know you
I
love
like
me,
that.
Scooter.
Usually
All right,
you got-
I know
combine's
you
always
do.
a fun week.
It is.
They'll have some national coverage of it. You got guys running around in their underwear a lot, you
Now-
know, getting speed, that whole thing.
They've got a little guy, if y'all heard, you know, I'll be looking on YouTube and all that stuff, from Oregon, a little receiver. They say he's been clocked at a low 4.2.
Holy smokes.
I want to see
Then how
this.
did
Yeah.
anybody in college tackle him? That's what
That's
I want.
Scooter.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Scooter, remember the guy that came from Oregon? They called him the Black Mamba. He broke that 4.2.
Really? I don't remember
The little
that.
receiver. He went to Buffalo for a couple years. He was real small.
Okay, but
he was a
that's
punt
my
returner.
point. Everybody wants to look at nothing but these 40 times and everything.
Speed
Well,
kills, Scooter. Speed kills.
They got more speed in the pros than they got in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
in
Speed.
college managed to tackle this guy.
Well,
I'm
here's
just
a,
saying, speed kills.
Trey
Scooter.
Quinn was sub 4 at LSU. He did run a sub 4.4. I'm sorry, not
Yeah.
4.4, sub 4.4.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
very fast. One of the things that I hear a lot in today's NFL game, and maybe a little bit from the college game newspaper boy, is especially from receivers, good route runners. And you know, as being a former defensive back cornerback, okay, you know a guy can get you twisted
Yeah.
if they run a good route.
Yeah.
All
See,
right. And,
this
and
is
the
my
route
take.
trees are very intricate now.
What
okay?
the pro scouts are looking at with Trey Quinn, they're not looking for him to stretch the field.
No.
They're looking for him to be a possession type
Yeah.
receiver. That's what they're looking for.
Right.
You're not going to put him out wide and have him run by somebody. That's
Yeah.
not how he's built.
Right.
They want him on the inside, on the slot position, and they want him to make that 15 to 17-yard catch.
As
That's
we
what
wrap
they
this
want.
up, you know what I think is going to be interesting? Because look, his teammate at SMU is so much more thought of. He's first round.
He is. He is.
Cortland
He is.
Sutton
He
is
is.
6'4",
He's big
close
kid.
to 200 pounds, caught
That's
a
the
billion
guy.
balls. So he's getting all the pub when it comes to SMU receivers.
Yeah.
Trey is in there.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if that's going to help or hurt him. We'll see.
I don't think
But-
it'll hurt him, Rick.
Because he's a different kind of receiver,
yeah,
right?
I don't think
this
you're
Cortland
exactly
Sutton
right.
is down the field.
You're
You know
exactly
who else
right.
got invited to the combine?
Should have a couple of LSU guys going, huh?
Well, a couple.
One you wouldn't imagine. Danny Etling.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
No way.
See there,
No way.
Sarah's
No
right
way.
again.
No way.
He's
Really?
not lying. He's
I'm not
newspaper
saying the
boy.
kid. I'm just saying, man.
Oh,
Everybody
you
needs
dogged
to-
the kid for 3 years.
Watch him go in the 5th round in the NFL draft. Danny Etling.
I hope he goes before the third.
Exactly.
He go before Kevin went.
A.J.
He won't.
McCarron.
Danny.
Don't tell me I don't know
Danny
quarterbacks.
Etling. Hey,
A.J.
Danny.
McCarron. Remember him?
Oh,
I
yeah,
keep
Danny.
talking about A.J. McCarron. He's looking to be one of the top free agent signings in March.
Danny will be a free agent.
A.J. McCarron.
Good
Danny
luck
will be
with
a free
that.
agent.
All
Come on
right.
now, guys.
We'll take a short
Come
pause.
on
We'll
now.
come right back. Stay with us.
Soundoff 60 is brought to you by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable, Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right,
in
let's
trouble.
get into this NCAA program.
Ooh, where do you
No,
start?
let me correct myself.
Where do you start
Let me
at,
correct
Ricky?
myself.
I got to put my glasses on for this.
It is
Whoa.
not an NCAA probe. It is an FBI,
FBI.
investigation.
But
FBI.
the NCAA, of course, will
Yes.
have to react.
That is
Exactly.
serious, dude.
All right, guys,
That is
look.
serious.
This comes as no surprise to really anybody who
Wonder,
follows
have you
college
heard
sports.
anybody say
know
they were
programs.
shocked?
No, this is not
You
shocking.
know programs.
The payments, the trying to get guys or top recruits to sign that whole thing. Here's what is shocking to me. First off, that the FBI is involved. First off, what was it, a month ago, or I used to cover Chuck Person at Auburn. He's one of 4 assistants that have criminal charges levied against them.
Now, when you say
These
criminal
guys-
charges, Rick, now
these
you got to be
guys-
specific now when you say
criminal charges.
I'm with Scooter.
wire
Like,
fraud.
come on now.
Is anybody going to go to jail over this? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
you got to be careful with
this
criminal
is
charges.
new territory. The FBI, criminal charges against guys, and the Adidas executive also charged with kickbacks to programs.
But see-
500,000 kickback to Louisville, money here, money there.
But Rick-
the other part of it, here's guys where it is different. You have Arizona coach Sean Miller, very respected, right? Has been to the Final 8, been with Arizona. He's on a wiretap, released by FBI documents saying, if we're going to get to the money situation, which is reportedly a $100,000 payment to this DeAndre Ayton from the Bahamas,
Number one-
he is on tape
number one
saying
ranked
it
kid.
has to come from me. I'm going to oversee the payment. That's new territory, Scooter.
And
this is
how
serious
stupid
stuff.
Is that?
How stupid is that?
Don't
But
you
who-
keep plausible deniability?
I know, but who
Real.
would expect the FBI involved doing
phone tap.
wiretaps?
You
Wow,
know,
dude.
and I'm not trying to be Pollyanna and you call me college boy all the time. None of this really surprised me, but I do sit back in the overall scheme of the universe, and are these the most threatening crimes to America that the
See,
FBI
Scooter is kind of where I am.
spending all these resources on?
You see, Rick, Scooter's kind of where I'm at, dude.
And then, as many people have pointed out, FBI has subpoena power that the NCAA doesn't
Exactly.
for all its investigations. But really, I sit back.
Y'all are
and
missing a key part of this.
Wait, but wait,
Y'all
Rick,
are missing
wait,
a
wait,
key
wait,
part of
with
this.
everything.
Rick.
I mean, you really almost have to. I had mentioned, not so much in recent years, but I used to always point out, it's not against any American laws to give a 19-year-old kid money.
Look,
It's against NCAA rules. But
It is, Scooter, you're right.
I mean, for this FBI thing, you know, they have to get into wire fraud and fraud.
A lot.
It's not
Jump on.
Watergate,
What?
dude. It's
What's
not
the problem?
Watergate, dude. Let it go. It's not Watergate.
I'm not going to
Look,
let it go.
this is
You're
my thing.
wrong.
This is my
You're
thing.
missing a major point.
Wait.
Here's what
I
you're
agree with
missing.
Scooter. It's not the most damaging thing in the universe right now that we need to deal with for the FBI. This is the thing, Rick. You want to play fair. You want to play by the rules. I get all that, Rick. You have to.
And
but
some
this is
don't.
the thing, Rick.
Some don't.
When you're talking about different organizations such as Under Armour, Nike, Adidas, whatever, Converse, getting contracts through schools, Rick, that happens all the time. Don't you know LSU is sponsored by Nike?
I know that.
That's a contract,
I know
Rick.
that. This is
Rick.
FBI has evidence of illegal payments or kickback or bribes.
Who doesn't do that, Rick?
Oh my God! Look,
Rick, who
here's what you're missing,
Rick,
in my opinion.
No, Rick.
Let me get.
What I'm saying,
I
Rick,
said I
don't
want to
make
get on
it
a
bigger
rant,
than what it
and
is,
you're not
Rick,
letting me get on a rant.
because it happens all the time.
I know it happens all the time. It's been going on for many, many years. But
Oh,
we
my
live in
God,
a different
Rick.
world now. We live in a world of the internet, the bloggers, and social media where news gets out. Things get out now, okay? Investigations happen. Here's what wasn't the case 20, 30 years ago, all right?
Okay.
Or maybe, we'll say even 15.
Okay.
Here's what you're missing. This is a multi-billion-dollar
No doubt.
business of
No doubt.
college basketball. And it pretty much evolves around the epicenter, which is March Madness, which is the tournament.
Yes.
So if you get the Sean Millers of the world, allegedly, paying, have you ever heard of a $100,000 payment to a player? Never. Never.
I was
We're on
gonna
a
say
whole
something,
different
but
level.
I'm not gonna say
You know
no.
why we're at a whole different level? Because this tournament is worth billions in television dollars.
You've got the
and
best
if you win
athletes
it,
playing
and
in
if
it.
you win it, this is a whole different level at the FBI.
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
why the FBI is looking into this. Because it's a billion-dollar
It
business.
is, Rick.
And the
It's huge, Rick.
NCAA can't control it.
They can't, Rick.
They're knuckleheads.
They can't control
Emmerich
it, Rick.
should be fired.
They
He
let it get out
doesn't
of
know
hand, Rick.
what's
It's
going
their fault,
on.
Rick. Let me just say this. Let me
And
bring
if
up
Sean Miller, I'm on a rant. If
Okay.
Sean Miller can pay $100,000 to get a recruit and win the tournament, get more money, I don't care about all this shared money, it's a benefit to Sean Miller.
Yes, it is, because he's winning the
He can
tournament.
go out and sign
Yes.
a 10, 15, 20
because
million
of the
dollar
money
deal.
that it brings
That's
in,
where
Rick.
it's illegal.
Yes. But Rick,
It benefits him.
and I totally agree with you on
Not
that,
only
Rick.
him, but LSU's implicated. In probably small change. Alabama,
I don't-
South Carolina,
yeah, but
Kentucky,
Rick,
Duke. These are all the blue bloods.
But
It'd
Rick,
be
the thing
easier
is-
finding a team that's not.
That's not.
implicated.
You're right.
And that's my point, Rick. It happens so much, Rick. Why now it's such a big deal with college
I
basketball?
just told you why it's a big deal.
It's money, yes, but Rick, I have a hard time understanding why
Your
you're
head
saying,
is in the sand.
No, it's
Your
not.
head
Rick.
is in the
Rick,
sand.
Let me ask you a
We're
question.
living
Rick.
in a different time.
Do you think that Phil Knight only sponsors Oregon State?
I'm not talking about
no, but I'm
that's
saying, Rick,
legal
But
sponsorship.
but no, that's not. Oh, guys,
It's
come on
legal.
now. Guys, don't you know all these shoe contracts have to put out bids each year with universities?
And it's legal.
It's a contract.
I'm not saying
But that's
that.
legal, Kevin.
Yes,
I'm not
it's legal.
saying
What I'm saying,
that.
do you know the kickbacks that they're getting? No, you don't.
We don't know.
That's my point.
That's my
point, Rick.
If
You think they're signing with Nike because
Rick-
Nike's got a great
Listen
shoe?
to me.
You're
listen.
crazy if you believe that.
Listen to me. Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino has been fired. Okay, there will be more firing.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, Rick.
If it's proven that Rick Pitino took $500,000,
You think that's all? You
Let's
think
just say it's
all?
$500,000 from Adidas and into his pocket, so he then has his Adidas contract for Louisville.
That's my
Is that
point,
not
Rick.
fair? Is that illegal?
Yes, it's illegal, Rick.
Okay, you just said my point.
But Rick, my point is, Rick, you acting like all these other schools are doing it without nothing else being done.
I
We
hope
don't know.
LSU is doing it fairly
We don't know.
and above
There
board.
are some doing it fair, Rick. But Rick, each one of these shoe contracts want to get the biggest schools they can out
Of
there.
course.
And guess what?
And
They will do whatever
do
they
it
can
legally.
to get that
Do
contract.
it legally. Don't pay the Rick Pitinos $500,000.
You think they're all doing it legally, Rick?
Well,
you,
we're
Rick?
going to find out, aren't we?
Do you think they're all doing it legally,
I
Rick?
think a lot are. But this is a long list, Scooter. These teams are the Blue Bloods, man.
Well, sure they are.
I don't care how small
you've
it
been
is.
pretty quiet on this,
North
huh?
Carolina, Kentucky.
been
Try to
pretty
get a
quiet.
word in.
Xavier, Creighton.
You're being pretty quiet on this, Scooter.
My
Those some
gosh.
big name guys, but we know why though. That's what I'm saying, Rick. Rick, you know
It's
what?
a different
I guess
tournament.
the-
It's a different
You know that
world.
old saying? I think I heard it from Scooter. If you're not cheating, you're not winning.
Did you say that?
Not that I remember.
Well,
But
I'm
it's
gonna.
not the first
Shame
time.
on
You
you.
know where I heard that from? I
It's
just
not
came
the-
to my mind. You know where I
It's
heard it
not
from?
the first time.
You know where I heard it from?
put
No, guys, it came from Talladega Nights.
words- Yeah, I think
That's
that
where it came from. I just wanted to make
You
Scooter
got 30
blood
seconds.
pressurized.
I've been on my rant.
I
You
just
got
wanted to
30
make Scooter
seconds.
blood
Well,
pressurized. That's all.
My
You're
point, I
poop-on
keep
this.
coming. No, I'm not poop-on it. I keep coming back. I haven't heard anybody express shock.
No, you're right,
Over
Scooter.
any
And
of
you
this.
won't.
It's coming.
That's my point,
coming.
Rick. You acting like
I haven't
It's coming.
you acting like oh,
When
it's a
somebody goes to
revelation, Rick.
jail, it's coming.
And I will agree the NCAA has a lot of problems. I'm talking about enforcement.
Totally out of control.
A
But
lot.
some
Can't
of
handle
it's not their fault. I mean, they don't have subpoena power.
No, they don't.
They are
they
extremely
don't.
limited. And whenever they do, they get lambasted for browbeating.
Yeah.
Vacating Louisville's national championship, Penn State games, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
I
not gonna.
agree.
It's not gonna be a deterrent to this. The only way you
No, it
deter
won't.
this is you fire people, you send them to jail, or you
think jail
charge,
is pretty harsh.
or you
I
hit
think
Louisville
jail-
with millions of dollars.
I think jail is pretty harsh, Rick. Honestly, when
we're
it's
gonna
dealing
see,
with
guys.
this, I think it's
We're
pretty
gonna
harsh
see.
jail.
All right.
Fire someone, yeah.
This may go into next week. Okay, I still got more opinions.
Oh,
I still
It's
got-
pretty big. I mean, it's pretty big, Rick.
Oh yeah, I mean this is ongoing, guys.
You
It's pretty
think
big.
It's
I
a
totally
story
agree.
now. Wait till the big dance starts.
You right about that.
Exactly. You can't turn on the tournament without hearing this.
Wow.
All right, we're
In
up
fact,
against
I've
the clock.
already heard. You know who the Vegas betting favorite
Who?
of the NCAA
Tell me.
championship vacated?
What?
When we come back, more basketball with LSU and
That's
Magnesia
about right,
here.
Scooter. Okay.
That what?
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LeBerge Casino Resort, home of Soundoff 60. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Today's story is about bars, where not beer, but time is served. The original brewmaster of Shinerbach, Cosmo Spetzel, went to jail for delivering beer to the good folks of Texas. Now, after nearly 2 years of serving time, why would this man go back to the same dark craft that got him locked away? 'Cause to not brew Bach would be the crime.
All right, welcome back to the show, guys. Let's welcome in Eric Zartler from the Southwest Louisiana Bureau of Tourism Convention. All sports,
Yes.
all knowing. You got the longest title in the world. I can never get it straight, but I got
He
most
does
of
it all.
right?
Sales director.
Oh,
That's
sales
it.
director. All right. The big news and the thing that
does
you
it all.
are intricately involved with is bringing in high school athletic tournaments and special
Yes.
events into Southwest Louisiana, and I must say you've done an exemplary job. The one starting up again is the State Boys High School Top 28 Championship Basketball Tournament at
48.
Burton Coliseum.
48.
What did I say, 28?
28.
28, 48.
We're at 48 teams now.
Top.
Was it
top
not
20?
28?
It was
It was
28. It was
28.
28.
I'm behind the time.
Thank you, Eric.
About
Now
a
just know that.
decade.
Yeah.
Was it 48 last year?
It was 48.
Okay, all
Last
right,
year was
okay.
the first year of that format.
I
though, so you're
apologize.
forgiven. It was
I'm
28
thinking,
for
I'm thinking of $1
128.
million payments to Rick Pitino in Louisville. I'm getting my numbers all mixed up. All right, so this is a big deal.
Inflation.
Give us the lowdown on
Yes.
what's going to happen. It starts up next week at
We
Burton.
start next Monday, and we start March 5th, that Monday morning. We start doors open at 10:30,
Wow.
first game's at 11:30. And we're going 6 games a day for 6 days straight.
There we
play
go.
the semifinals Monday through Thursday, come back on Friday and Saturday and start passing out trophies. So,
Wow.
So Monday, and it'll conclude on a Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Saturday night, which would be this coming Saturday. No, not this, but
Saturday.
next
Next
Saturday
Saturday.
at Burton Coliseum.
Yes.
That's a lot of basketball.
It is.
Yes.
A lot
What
of
kind
basketball.
of logistical nightmare is 6 games a day?
We start the semifinals. We go on an hour and 45-minute time slots, and cross our fingers we don't have a whole lot of overtime. And then for championship rounds on Friday and Saturday, we open the doors at 9. First tip-off is at 10, and we go every 2 hours
Yeah.
for championships,
fans-
just so they can do all the
But
trophies.
we
and
want
awards.
overtime, though. We want overtime.
We want good games. I'll
Yeah,
say that. We want them
definitely.
competitive, and we've been fortunate in the 4 previous years that we've hosted this event. We've had some real nail biters, some
Yes.
great moments. I think back 2 years ago when Wassman came down here, and I mean they just hit a buzzer beater at the end of the game from half court to win the game, and just thinking about that moment, I mean, that's, you know, that was one of the shining moments in Burton Coliseum high school basketball.
In all the years that we've had it here, and Eric and I have really worked closely to it, last year by far was my best, and we all know why.
Did you play?
No.
Okay.
I mean, for somebody local to walk away with that trophy, that's what you that's what you want to see.
Atmosphere was electric.
And that, oh my God,
amazing.
And like I tell Eric, every year, try to make sure the teams that make it have bands. Because tell them, dude, you want, if you got a team that's got a band, I'm going to listen to the band.
Okay.
I mean, they are just unreal.
We were very fortunate last year for Washington Marion to win
Most
it all.
definitely.
We had great crowds for all of their games.
Most definitely.
You know, hopefully they can find a way to get back in there this year. You know, they're not in one of the top 4 seeds, but they got to play number 1 Madison Prep on their way there.
So I can attest to it because I had one of my sons, and we were waiting outside, and it was a drizzle in the rain, and to get in, and it was packed lines for that championship game for Washington Marion. Eric Zartler from Southwest Louisiana Bureau of Tourism Convention, sales director that deals mostly with the athletic events primarily, but what does Southwest Louisiana, Lake Charles in particular, Lake Charles, Sulphur, the metro area, what are you having to do to open up your arms to get these teams and Hobbs Word logistics and you know, the welcoming, the buses, the hotels, the food, and that whole thing?
Right. We take great pride in being the youth sports capital of Louisiana. That's what we consider ourselves. Everybody around the state will tell you the same thing. And I think it basically comes down to the people here and the cooperation
volunteers.
From the top down. Volunteers. Cooperation from police, jury, the cities, the individual cities, the parks departments. It all comes down to that. And then the general public. We have volunteers just for this basketball tournament. We provide a team host for every team that comes in.
Yes.
So when the team qualifies, they're getting a phone call from their team host. My name's Kevin Guidry. I'll be your team host. Here's my cell phone number. Whatever you need on the ground here, Coach, we got you. We've had team hosts do laundry. Take teams to go eat. Make sure they know how to get around town. Things like that. Our volunteers in Sulphur, Lake Charles, anywhere we host events, our volunteers are key.
They are great, I have to say that.
The reviews come back and we do our little summary at the end and send our survey out to the coaches and to the LHSA. It always comes back that the people here made it possible. And that starts at the top. That starts with our government and our police jury and our cities, from the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and it spreads out all the way into the
But I want to commend Eric on one thing. When they set up these host people to host these teams, Eric and them find people that are involved in sports, that have played sports, that know the logistics as to what it takes. It's not anybody that's coming in that have never seen a basketball game played before.
Right.
And I think that takes a lot for you guys to go out and find people that are like that, Eric, that are interested in wanting to do that. And I mean, that's what makes all the reviews that come back so high, because people saying, this person knew everything about the game when he was sitting there visiting with us, that we didn't have to even know it because they was telling us play-by-play. So that's, Eric, what I think is key, man, in all the years you've done it, to where you've got people that have been involved in this and that know the game, and I think that's key.
Are you through?
What you got?
I had to give Eric his kudos, man. I had to. I had to give him that. I had to.
Okay.
I had to.
You answered Rick questions. What do y'all do for, you know, to keep these people happy? In the overall scheme, 12 months of the year, the overall scheme of the tourist business here, what does this tournament mean to this area?
This specific tournament, this is our largest basketball event that we host outside of the Tournament of the Stars, which is a pro-am tournament that happens in August. So to put us on the map basketball-wise, I think it's accomplished that goal. We went from 6 years ago in this area to having 1 or 2 small AAU programs to now, when my son wanted to try out for AAU basketball the other week, he had to make a decision of 8 different teams in the area to try out for. So I think it's grown the awareness of the sport. And I think that we've been very successful in that throughout the course of all the events we've
Quick
hosted.
interjection. The state, gosh, it's going to over 100 teams, I think. The softball, the girls softball
95
tournament.
teams.
95 teams. Who has more of an economic impact? Is the softball because it's longer? Or?
Softball, I mean, softball's not longer. It's shorter, it's condensed.
More teams.
But it's more teams.
More teams,
I mean, you're
more
bringing in
people.
95
Okay,
teams over a 3-day period.
And that's
or
a much
48
larger
over
revenue
a 6-day
intake.
period.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so Washington Marion is still alive.
Still alive.
Who else is alive? Who else?
St. Louis.
St. Louis is
St. Louis.
Hamilton Christian.
Yeah.
Lake Arthur.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
I mean, we have some potential to have some local flavor here.
Good. Very
good.
We got to have the stars align to make the right things happen.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
I really think it's going to be a competitive tournament when it comes down to it. I mean, look at the 5A girls, what just happened last week. And there's not a top 4 seed in the Final Four.
There you go.
In girls in 5A. So
right.
Kevin and I sat at the game together and watched the number 1 seed get knocked off by what, an 8?
Yeah.
So,
Get
Crazy.
your rest.
You never know.
Get your rest this week.
Oh, Eric's ready,
You're going to need it. Eric Zartler from the Southwest Louisiana Bureau of Convention Visitors and Tourism. All right, we're coming back with the last round. We've got more basketball to talk about, so stay right here. We're coming right back.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by our friends at Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs, there's only one light beer to grab. Miller Lite. Hold true.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
All right, welcome back. Justin Hill, earlier in the show, Cowboys head baseball coach Eric Zartler from Southwest Louisiana Tourism Convention. If you missed any of that information, again, check it out on the rebroadcast, the encore broadcast all week on Sutherland Channel 4, or the website, soundoff60tv.com worldwide. You can check out the show all week and whenever it's convenient for you. Staying on basketball, the McNeese Cowboys got ran off the floor against Nicholls State. They come back and beat kind of lowly Houston Baptist. Yeah. They got Corpus Christi Wednesday, and then the last game at Burton Coliseum against arch rival Lamar, and it could very well come down to that game and a tiebreaker to possibly get in the tournament. But they got no room for margin for error here. They got to win, and they still might not get in. They still might not get in. Win. All right. This is a team that's like this, guys, with their fingernails. All right, on the floor, just hoping to stay alive. They are. They're so up and down.
All right, Rick.
They're just so up and down. I'm talking about the McNeese Cowboys and the Cowgirls.
I've seen the Cowboys play.
What's that?
I've seen the boys play, and the talent that they have is pretty darn good. I mean,
they just don't put it together consistently enough. And when you fall into a hole, Kevin, by 20 or 26, pretty much game over.
They've got some.
Against good teams,
talent,
game over. Game over. All right. Cowgirls going in a different direction. They've got to pick up some wins too and hang on to that 8th spot. All right, to hang on to that 8th spot. All right,
they got to win also.
We're pressed against the clock. Next week we're going to go back on the NCAA. Okay?
It's going to be big. It might be bigger next week.
We're going to have more news, and I'm going to get on another rant. So get ready to shut up.
That's okay. But everybody have contracts in this world.
Here you go again.
Everybody have contracts, Rick.
You got those arms. Does that make it right, Kevin, when you start waving your arms?
Just saying.
All right, we're out of time.
Great show. Agree a little bit tonight, man.
We'll do it all again next time, everybody. Right here, Sutherland Channel 4, Sound Off 60, right?
Always.
I'll be here.
See you next time.
Bye.
Sound Off 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9, and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Sound Off 60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.